In this video, I'll be talking to you about some really crazy things that will be happening, in my opinion, on Ethereum in terms of price action. I'll be talking about Elon Musk and his influence on the cryptocurrency space. I'll be looking at some charts, ETHUSD, XRP-USD, since we'll be covering a little bit the massive pump and dump that happened on Monday. I'm talking a lot about the Ethereum gas fees. I'll be talking a little bit more about that, as well as what has been done, how you can save on gas fees and things like that. Talking about the hacker that actually attacked Yearn Finance and spent around $8.3 million in gas fees. Just mind-blowing. And he actually made a profit. And yeah, a little bit talking about Cardano and ending everything off with a little bit of, I don't know, just like crazy crypto stuff concerning Logan Paul, Theta blockchain, as well as PayPal's Venmo potential crypto using app is under investigation. So that's going to be pretty cool. If you actually want to follow the stuff that I post on Twitter, make sure that you check out your DeFi guide. Let's look at the triangle or that ETH is apparently breaking out of. Yeah, so this is BTC USD breaking out of the triangle, but let's not look at BTC USD now. Let's look at ETHBTC Binance. So let's look at ETHBTC chart, maybe on the monthly to have a longer, or let's start with the weekly. So this is good. So I've been looking at the 0.043 level, which was a massive resistance. Actually, sorry, it's the 0.041. That was one that acted as a massive resistance back in 2018, 31st of December. But let's quickly look at the triangle that Fixus actually talked about. So I guess it's taking those highs, and that would be extremely bullish. I mean, in terms of USD valuation, to be honest, I'm bullish anyway on ETH. But what I'd really love is for ETH to flip BTC, and it looks like it's on a great path to doing exactly that. So let's take the trend line. So I would take 2 touches. I believe it would be something like this. I wonder if it's the 1 monthly. So this is not the prettiest. It's only got 2 touches, so that's not exactly. Maybe if we look at the monthly, that might be a bit easier. Monthly makes more sense for a longer term period. Oh yeah, that looks really nice. Monthly looks beautiful. So yeah, we actually in January we started this massive push out of the triangle, and it wasn't confirmed until the end of January, and now this February is pretty cool. Actually, I think this would be the proper way to do it. Right, 3 touch points. This one doesn't really matter too much as long as it doesn't cross the body. And yeah, this is fantastic. So I did mention in one of my live streams that I was really hoping for a candle close above the 0.041. We didn't exactly have that, but it didn't really matter too much. This green massive candle close is still a pretty bullish sign, and now it's even more bullish now thanks to it breaking out of this downwards resistance in terms of ETHBTC valuation. So what this actually means is, I mean, of course, we're looking forward to the 0.05 level, and I think that's going to actually touch pretty soon. If we look at the Ichimoku cloud, yeah, we're not going to get a lot of info with the Ichimoku cloud on the monthly. It's a much too large time frame, but we can actually look at some important resistance lines and resistance areas. So I would say this one is a pretty good one. It's got a lot of touches. I think this is a pretty strong resistance. That would be 1, 2, 3. Yeah, take that one, 4, 5, 6, 7 touches. So this is a pretty strong one. In my opinion, we are going to be heading towards this resistance. And here we're going to have a lot of resistance. But that's pretty cool. So people that might be thinking of going back into Bitcoin, or they sold the Bitcoin position when Bitcoin was trading sideways and put it into ETH. It might be a good idea to maybe allocate that back into Bitcoin. Now, of course, I'm still bullish on ETH, but taking profit is always great, especially if you're moving from BTC to ETH to participate in the pump while while Bitcoin is sleeping. So yeah, I think 0.066766 is a pretty good level to watch. So the definite resistance is going to be 0.69. I think that's a good one to keep an eye on. So this one is actually a pretty small resistance, the one at 0.043, and we broke past that. So February, in my opinion, is going to be a green month unless something bad happens. Now, of course, it is possible that at some point we retest this resistance line, because very often after breakout sometimes you might have a retest, but in my opinion that might just be one bearish week where we retest, we get a massive wick, and then we continue upwards. Not really sure if it's going to happen anytime soon. At the moment everything looks super bullish. It definitely reminds me of 2017 bull run, but I don't think we've reached the crazy euphoria stage. I mean, there's a lot of news that made me think it is euphoria stage, especially with the Doge USD, Mia Khalifa buying Doge, Elon Musk tweeting about Doge, the Logan Paul stuff. It does remind me a lot about 2017. Him wants to sell my position, but yeah, no, I'm hodling. I'm always removing a little bit, making sure I'm skimming a little bit of the profits from the top. Yes, and in terms of ETH, I think the interesting support in terms of ETH USD is going to be the $2,000 level, because I believe that's a psychological level. Now, if we actually look at, let's go back to the ETHBTC chart. I want to see how much the price increase is from the current level to the ETHBTC resistance. That's around 49%. I believe that would put ETH at around 2 point something K. Let's see how high ETH would have to increase to reach the actually I think it would be above 2K. Let's see about that price range. All right, so the 2K level would be a 14% increase, so not that much. But if we should reach the ETH-BTC ratio and BTC remains the same, or BTC falls, like if BTC remains the same, that would put us at $2,600. So if we reach that previously mentioned resistance in terms of ETH-BTC and BTC remains the same, I believe BTC is going to continue trending sideways for a while. And while that's happening, well, ETH can actually start its engines and make its way towards Mars. I think that's the next destination. I think, yeah, I'm not sure if we've already reached the moon yet, but I think ETH has changed its direction and started its journey towards Mars. The moon is too close to Earth, in my opinion. And yeah, I mean, definitely ETH on Mars. Mars is the place to be. Elon Musk is going to be there with his Mars coin, or probably more likely Doge. So let's quickly talk about XRP USD. I'm not going to be talking too much about it since I'm not sure if that's interesting to you. Me personally, yeah, the fundamentals are more or less the same. The SEC stuff is hindering the coin. In my last live stream that I did on Sunday, I actually talked about the massive dildos that would appear after the supposed pump. And in Europe, basically the pump was supposed to happen at 2:30 p.m. and people started dumping already before that. So there's like massive whale alerts with people like sending $100 million worth of XRP to exchanges, and they dumped. A friend of mine used the pretty good strategy that I talked about, and I think this is a great way to learn from pump and dumps. Not that you should participate in any one of those, but it's like a good learning experience. It's a good learning experience in case you've seen it, on how to actually act when the price of a certain coin goes parabolic. And this is definitely going to happen with ETH, with Cardano, with Bitcoin. And I think it's good to have that in mind on how you should actually act when a certain coin experiences a parabolic rise. And yeah, it's like this, the exit strategy that I mentioned. You look at the resistance lines that are there, and then you actually place some levels at which you want to sell a portion of your portfolio. And what you can also do is, the higher it goes, you sell a higher position, like percentage of your portfolio. So the friend of mine, he actually started placing his orders. I think he actually started somewhere at around 50 cents, and he sold like 10% at 50 cents, at 55 cents, 60 cents. And he actually sold at nearly the top. I think he sold at 74 cents. So basically, he got one position at 74 cents and it went up to, or even 75 cents. And after it dropped. And that's the best method that I have come across. I definitely didn't invent that. I mean, it's basically dollar cost averaging, but on the other way around, it's dollar cost selling. And I think this is super, super important that anyone in the crypto space has to do this in order to be profitable. Now, of course, this is just an example with XRP. And yeah, but it's also should act as a warning for any type of pumps, any type of groups that say a coin will pump on that day. Basically, they're anticipating that people will buy beforehand, and then it would skyrocket, and then on that exact day and time it would drop. So yeah, enough about the XRP nonsense that happened on Monday. Unfortunately, a lot of people got wrecked, so that's probably also new investors that just heard about it. But yeah, that's it. You probably get wrecked once. Hopefully it's not a lot of money, and then you start learning about the different projects and you become a cryptocurrency hodler, and that's how one is born. All right, so let's go over to a more depressing topic, and that is ETH gas fees. Fixtures already broached the topic, and yeah, they're terrible. They're really, really painful. I did a Uniswap transaction this morning. Or actually, no, I did it last night, and I paid $70 or $80 in fees, which is really painful. Normally, I wouldn't do it, but it was for a coin that I wanted to add a little bit more to my position. But yeah, definitely don't recommend using Uniswap at the moment. So what I recommend is using the ETHEREUMprice.org gas website. And here you can actually look at the Ethereum gas price chart, the changes. And yeah, people are going into many different ERC20 tokens, buying stuff on Uniswap, sending their ETH around the world, probably to exchanges, selling and stuff like that. And that's why today we've got a crazy high average gas price at 379. So I definitely do not recommend using Uniswap or any DeFi apps today. Yeah, you look at the transaction fee and then you start crying, sobbing yourself to sleep. The sad thing about it is, if you've got something locked up in a smart contract and you have to sell, or you have to remove the funds from a smart contract, it might be some yield farming stuff, and yeah, that's going to be really painful. I mean, I've seen people pay $1,000 in gas fees just because they want to interact with multiple smart contracts, and that adds up, and it's just really crazy. So what I recommend you do is you either use ETHEREUMprice.org to find good time of the day to do your smart contract call or your ETH transaction. I mean, ETH transactions are not too bad because they're basically a lot cheaper than smart contract calls. Smart contract calls just like really, really crazy. So what I think it's fees.WTF. This is a really cool website that I recommend. It's not this one. I can't remember. This is the one where you figure out how much you actually spent on fees. There was another website that showed that where you could actually get alerts for the fees. I think it's gas. Oh crap! I forgot the website name. Sorry. Anyway, I think here you can also actually look at what time of day the gas prices are high or low. So for example, 348 gray on Friday at 2 o'clock, and it goes down. So you can actually use this website to find a better time of day where the gas fees are a lot lower. So here, for example, on Saturday, it's super low on average. Probably when people get off work, it's super high, or when the price increases massively. So I recommend using this website. And if you see that the gas prices are incredibly high, I recommend just waiting a little bit and then maybe trying to do the transaction a few hours later where the gas price is way lower. I think if you just wait like 1 or 2 hours, you're gonna have a difference of maybe 5x in terms of gas fees. So pretty crazy. Yeah, looking forward to all the different improvement solutions that will help relieve the Ethereum blockchain from these crazy transaction fees. Of course, Ethereum 2.0 is the end goal, hopefully soon. Still listening and looking forward to when more information is brought about when phase 1 will occur, hopefully at the end of the year. But as you know, with these development things, it gets delayed, and yeah, definitely hope it doesn't get delayed too often. But I don't think it's going to have too much of an impact on the price. I think Ethereum is still super undervalued based on the type of use case that it can provide. Yeah, there's no other way at the moment to earn interest on your hard-earned money. There's no other way to actually earn like pretty crazy high yields by staking your ETH, even though it's not exactly without risk. So I found this pretty awesome Reddit post by Top Woodpecker 7267. Pretty cool. I'll link it down below this video. Probably not the live stream, but the edited version of the live stream that I'll upload tomorrow. So what is actually happening at the moment? This is basically an explanation of why we're experiencing such high gas fees. So the utilization rate is through the roof. Basically what it means is that the Ethereum is at its max capacity in terms of transactions per second. Normally 15-16 transactions per second is the limit, and ETH is pushing 16.14 TPS. So it's basically full on the throttle in terms of transactions per second. BTC is only at 4, despite being 4 times faster than the demand for on-chain. Layer 1 transactions is overwhelming. So this is crazy. BTC is still in some sorts a bit cheaper at the moment, but that's because of the massive amount of inflow of people using ETH apps, sending ETH around on one hand because of the crazy fees. Fixus, I keep my ETH on Celsius app, currently 6% APY, but it's centralized. Yeah, I've looked at Celsius before. Yeah, for me it's a bit too risky. I prefer just to keep it on my hardware wallet, but yeah, different people have different risk tolerance. But yeah, I guess I see where you're coming from. 6% is pretty sweet. So at the moment, Uniswap is the biggest gas guzzler. People are using decentralized exchanges a ton, and it's consuming a huge chunk of block space. So this is because Uniswap uses a load of smart contracts, and smart contracts are very expensive to use on the Ethereum blockchain. And yeah, it's the reason why Uniswap is so popular at the moment is because a lot of new projects are launching on Uniswap. People are like aping into new projects that have just launched, probably unaudited stuff, looking for the next 10x, 100x, 1000x, throwing their ETH at completely new ERC20 tokens. And the best way to get them at the moment is Uniswap. Even for Polkadot projects, they very often start on Uniswap before they get migrated over to the Polkadot blockchain. So how can I save money with the gas fees at the moment on the Ethereum blockchain? There's not much that you can do on a technical side of things. So the best recommendation is to wait on a better time of day. So maybe look at this chart and look at the current price of the transaction fees and look for a better time of day. So that's basically the only thing. There are some tokens to save on gas fees, but I'm not a big fan of those. So some wallet apps are designed to be super user-friendly, and unfortunately they hard code the fastest possible gas cost. So this is a pretty good tip. Basically, if you're using a wallet, make sure that you don't use like the fastest GUI amount for your transaction. You can think that it's fine if the transaction goes through in a few hours and it doesn't have to go through in a few seconds. That would definitely save you quite a lot of dollars in gas fees. Yeah, and at the moment smart contracts are really expensive. So if you can, don't buy stuff on Uniswap, buy it on a Binance, buy it on another exchange. At the moment it sucks. Yeah, I think I wanted to buy some Aave tokens on Uniswap, and it would have cost me $80 to do the transaction for one Aave token, which at the moment costs $450 or actually $500. So yeah, it definitely sucks. So yeah, and I don't really see layer 2 being that much of a big of a relief, since you have to on-bridge your ETH onto the layer 2 solution. Yeah. What is being done about this? And this is sorted by estimated delivery day. So this is pretty cool. Berlin upgrade estimated 1 to 2 months. This will help adjust gas costs on various transactions. The EIP 1559, something that has been like talked about many times. And yeah, I'm not really sure when this is going to be implemented. A lot of miners are vehemently against the EIP 1559 because it cuts out their earnings as a miner, because a lot of the fees get burnt. So this is, but I really look forward to this, because at the moment the ETH gas fees work on an auction type way, and the problem is people start bidding super high, and then they start bidding even higher, and then someone wants to have his transaction at the top, so the gas fees get propelled to even higher levels instead of starting like super low. And with the EIP 1559 and the base rate, this will prevent this auction, this gas fee auction, from happening. 50% of the fees go to the miners, and then 50% gets burned. So this is definitely cool. And what that will also mean is that the inflation rate for ETH is going to go down. Yeah, phase 0 is already live. That's not actually going to change anything with the current ETH gas fee situation. Phase 1 estimated end of 2021. I mean, it's Ethereum 2.0 update. It's not going to have an impact at the moment on Ethereum 1.0. The merge, this is something I'm looking forward towards, because that means at this point people are going to be able to remove their ETH from the Ethereum 2.0 blockchain. And I'm wondering if that's going to have an impact on price. I don't think so, because you can earn like pretty high rewards. I don't think people are just going to remove it as soon as they can. So yeah, and the layer 2 solutions I don't really see as a very good option, because it's too complicated for new users. It costs also a lot to interact with the layer 2, putting your funds on layer 2 solutions and removing your funds from layer 2 solutions. In my opinion, it's just like a plaster that they're putting on the wound, and it's not really going to have that big of an effect. I mean, you look at Loopring, yeah, it's cool solution, terrible exchange, no liquidity, no one's using it. Yeah. And the reason why Binance is down is probably because the whole crypto space is just like going crazy. People are buying tokens, people are logging into Binance, opening their 100x longs. Oh, I'm not even sure if 100x longs are possible on Binance. I think 20x futures are possible. The most longs is 10x. And that's pretty cool. So yeah, that's and the more people going onto Binance, the amount of volume, yeah, they've got trouble with the infrastructure. Yeah, I mean, it's a good thing. It means the price goes more up. You know that there are a lot of people that are coming into the space, but it also probably means that we're starting to come towards the end game. Not like end game in the next 1 to 2 months, but possibly maybe a temporary top. Maybe March is going to be a bit of a bearish month, but it's mostly speculation. I don't really have any data to prove that. It's, for me, the data is basically that the craziness that is happening is just like painting a top for me in my head. Not really sure if it's actually going to be a top. It's possible that we're just going to go up. All right, that was that with that. Let's go over quickly the DeFi season. Yeah. Are you worried about another major fork due to AIP 1559? That's a pretty good question. I haven't really thought too much about that, if it would cause a fork. I mean, there's a possibility. Yeah, it's a very good question. I would have to look into that a little bit more if the miners are really against the EIP 1559 implementation. I think if there's going to be a fork, then possibly Ethereum 1.0 without the EIP 1559 is going to push through. But yeah, it's going to be interesting. Not sure. Lubomir, those fees look pretty much like the banksters' fees. Are the banksters coming to us? Possibly. That's possibly an explanation why we've got such high fees. Not only the banksters, but everyone's grandma, Katy Perry probably as well. Mia Khalifa coming onto the Ethereum blockchain, Dogecoin, and so on. And that's bringing exchanges to their knees, making them suffer, causing the exchanges to lag. So yeah, I mean, it's a good thing. It means that adoption is happening, but it also shows that Ethereum is not ready for that much influx of new users. So yeah, DeFi season, Link, Aave, Zedrix, and Comp hit record high prices, outperforming Bitcoin. What I think is pretty crazy is if you look at, let's look at CoinGecko, is that I think Bitcoin is not going to be top for very long. I don't think Bitcoin is going to be the top #1 coin on CoinGecko or CoinMarketCap in the next 2 years. I think maybe 2 years. In 2 years, it's going to be dethroned by probably a DeFi token. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if Chainlink or one of those other massive, fast-growing tokens like outperform Bitcoin and end up on top, like in the top position, and Bitcoin ends up being like number 10 or 11, not because the price goes down, but because the market is growing at a fast rate and other projects offer a lot more use cases. I mean, Bitcoin is fantastic, but it's still only one use case as a store of value, not really as money, mostly as gold 2.0, and gold you can't really use as money. So there's that. And in my opinion, it's going to be either Ethereum projects in the top 10, possibly also Polkadot projects in the top 10, because the Polkadot blockchain is firing up with a lot of projects coming out. That's going to be fun to watch. And then of course we've got Cardano, which had also massive upgrades in February, which explains the price increase. So yeah, I think Bitcoin, even though it's great, possibly number 5 or 6 in 2 years time. Yeah. So Binance Coin, in my opinion, this is going to grow even more because people are just buying that to save on fees on Binance. It's a no-brainer basically to buy Binance Coin, BNB. And yeah, everyone is going to be buying it. I think new all-time high anytime soon, and it's just going to continue increasing. At the moment it's $60. I remember Binance Coin was like at $2 or $3 at the beginning of 2017, or even less when I actually started trading. I'm not even sure when they released the Binance Coin. I would have to look, but I remember it was like super cheap, and I was kicking myself for not buying it. I think in 2017 it actually topped out at maybe $14 or $15 or even $20, and now it's at 60. Pretty cool. But yes, let's go back to the DeFi season. Aave has been just like phenomenal. 1000x returns, pretty crazy. I remember the video I made back in July 2020 where I was talking about some 100x coins, and Aave is just like phenomenal growth. Link, of course, as well. Link is growing steadily. It offers a fantastic Oracle platform for DeFi apps. So I think this is not going anywhere else apart from increasing in value. But yeah, DeFi coins. If you want to have massive gains, I definitely don't recommend going all in on DeFi coins, but definitely have quite a few DeFi coins in your portfolio. It doesn't have to only be Ethereum blockchain, it can also be Polkadot, and soon, hopefully, also Cardano. So yeah, quickly talking about some insider trading that I believe has been happening on Coinbase. Yeah, Coinbase more likely. The UMA token launched on Coinbase, I believe it was today. Yeah, February 5th, 2021, 3:35 a.m. Yeah, lo and behold, you've got like massive price increase before the launch. Probably a bird whispered into someone's ear that this was going to happen. Yeah, really can't explain why this price increase would have happened when they actually started the launch, or actually announced the launch of the token way later after the dump had happened. So pretty crazy. Yeah, insider trading at its best. Coinbase being Coinbase. It won't change. Yearn Finance spends $8.3 million US. So the hacker spends $8.3 million US in fees to attack Yearn Finance. This is possibly also one of the reasons why your ETH fees are so high, because someone is like spending $8.3 million US in fees to attack the Yearn Finance platform. But one to say, and I'm a pretty big fan of the Yearn Finance platform, is that even though this hack happened, not a lot of funds were stolen, and Yearn Finance has actually a pretty big treasury fund. The Wi-Fi token actually only dipped 12%. 12%, yeah. So key takeaways: Yearn Finance suffered an exploit in which $11 million were lost, so 8.3 million in fees, and then I think the hacker actually got away with 2.7 million, and Tether actually blocked 1.7 million US dollar. So that's that, and yeah, that's pretty interesting. It was an exploit due to the version 1 WiDi vault that had it, but it's been patched. And I think what is pretty cool is that only 12% for a hack. That shows a lot of credibility in the platform. People are they don't really care too much that there was this exploit, as is shown by the price. So I think that's pretty cool. But it also shows that smart contracts can always be hacked. There's economic exploits that can happen. OSPF Coinbase listings don't guarantee success of a token, just like XRP and the ETC. I completely agree with you. However, what I'd like to point out is that XRP was most likely only listed on Coinbase because XRP holders sued Coinbase because they didn't actually list XRP. So there you've got that. So I'm not really sure if Coinbase would have just listed XRP had it not been for that lawsuit that happened back, I don't know when, that was maybe 2017 or 18. Yeah. Let's quickly talk about Cardano, the price increase that it has been experiencing. I'm a big fan of Cardano. Got a pretty large bag of Cardano, started accumulating back. Yeah, and actually I bought my first Cardano in 2017 at 11 cents. I rode the rally up to the all-time high, and then I sold a bit, and now I've been accumulating since the 2 cents level. So I'm really happy about this increase. Yeah, so ADA, I think ADA has been performing incredibly well, and that's possibly because of the fantastic fundamentals, the implementations that have happened now in February. And also what is coming is a lot of hard forks. Now, of course, you might not really understand how the hard forks work on Cardano. Basically, they've got something that's called a hard fork combinator, which allows for an upgrade of the blockchain without creating a split of the blockchain. And there's a Merry hard fork happened, which actually brought some native assets on the blockchain. You've also got the first part of Goguen, which was implemented, which is pretty cool. And Ouroboros is also going to be upgraded, Ouroboros Omega, which is fantastic. And you've also got Project Catalyst, which is super bullish. So new blog, yesterday we successfully deployed the Merry update to the Cardano public testnet, bringing us one step closer to becoming a multi-asset smart contract platform. This actually allows tokens to be created on the Cardano blockchain. And what I think is really cool with the Cardano concept is the following. And many projects on Ethereum, when they want to create a decentralized autonomous organization, they have to create it on their own. They have to create all the smart contracts to create a DAO. And now on Cardano, this is already natively implemented, so any tokens on the Cardano blockchain can actually benefit from the decentralized autonomous organization models from the Cardano blockchain. They don't have to deploy anything on their own. So that's pretty cool. So what is also really cool is this new consensus algorithm upgrade, Ouroboros Omega, which actually should make the TPS a lot faster. And there's a lot of other research that's happened. I'm not going to go too much in detail, but all in all, really happy with the fundamentals and the implementations that they've done. Ixios, I sold my Wi-Fi after they approved the inflation of the supply. It's a slippery slope that leads to it ending up like any other fiat. In my opinion, there's nothing stopping them from printing more now. Yeah, that's totally agree with you. I believe they minted 6,666 tokens. And yeah, there's no actual implementation on how the developers can benefit from these tokens in the long run. It's just like I believe it's just like a one-time increase of the supply, but it definitely beats, like it definitely destroys some of the trust of the long-term holders, because they're like expecting this 30,000 token supply to be set in stone, and now with this DAO it changed. So yeah, just definitely understand where the holders are coming from. I had a little bit of Wi-Fi, but definitely didn't make the big bucks. A friend of mine, he actually got in, I think like at $800 or $900 into Wi-Fi, and then he sold at 40k. So pretty good trade. I've got my one DJ and Moonshot project. I tweeted about it a few times. Definitely super high risk. It's the White Heart project. Pretty cool. Hasn't released yet, but it's definitely risky. Let's come to some of the funny stuff with Logan Paul. 11mio, you're asking about Celsius Network and the Cell token. Yeah, I think it's a pretty cool project. I'm just not invested in it at the moment. I've got a very small portfolio, not too diversified. Basically, I got at the moment just some BTC, ETH, DOT, Cardano, ETH, of course. Yeah, that's about it. And of course my little white token and a few other small coins. But my vast amount of my portfolio is basically in those, and then I've got like a small 1 to 2% allocation to some shitcoins. But yeah, that's that. But I think Celsius is a pretty cool project. But yeah, I've not really been following them in terms of investment. I've got other ones on my radar. So YouTuber boxer Logan Paul turns himself into an NFT Pokemon card. The NFT space, best way to do wash trading, best way to actually do money laundering. I wouldn't be surprised if that would be one of the use cases, or one of the biggest use cases from the NFT space. So yeah, Logan Paul, not the most popular celebrity due to some controversial stuff that he's done. And yeah, he's actually acquired 6 unopened boxes of the first edition of Pokemon cards. Yeah, I think he's pretty big on those Pokemon cards. I think he did a few videos on that. And Paul will unbox and open the packs on behalf of the auction winners in a live stream on Pokemon. And he actually got an NFT token. So that's pretty interesting. Yeah, I think it's definitely good publicity, especially if some NFT tokens, they sell for a lot. But I could imagine that someone actually creates an NFT token and tells his friend, hey, buy that NFT token for 100 ETH, and then he gets a lot of publicity. Next up, Theta blockchain. I actually talked about Theta DeFi project in one of my videos. I think it's a pretty cool decentralized video streaming network. Not really sure when people are going to be able to start using it. Yeah, I'd really like to use it if that's possible. And yeah, they launched the Theta Swap, the blockchain decentralized exchange platform. So that's going to be interesting, and that will allow users to swap the Theta-based TNT20 tokens in much the same way as it's used for automated market-making services. So basically, it's like a Uniswap clone, but for their TNT tokens. And I believe the TNT tokens, the ones that the the YouTubers would, like the Theta YouTubers would earn, and then you've got the T-View, which actually the viewers would earn by watching videos. So pretty interesting circle economy. Hi David Vagabond, really glad you managed to join the stream. Hopefully you didn't join at the end, but yeah, you can catch the replay, the edited replay that I'll be uploading tomorrow. So yeah, this is basically that, breaking PayPal's Venmo. So I think this is pretty cool, just like a short bit of news, and that's about Venmo app that's been investigated. I think this plays more into the bigger scheme of things, that yeah, these apps that offer you this financial freedom, like Robinhood, like Venmo, that are supposedly give you this decentralization. They're actually not that decentralized, as you actually probably already saw with Robinhood stopping people from buying the GME shares. And yeah, Venmo now being investigated for their cryptocurrency trading, buying and selling service on their app. So yeah, definitely never buy Bitcoin or crypto on Venmo or Robinhood. Always buy on a cryptocurrency exchange and then put it onto your own wallet, because if you keep your crypto on exchange, it's basically the same thing as staying in the traditional financial world. You don't really get any of the benefits from the crypto space. You don't get to be your own bank if you put your hard-earned crypto onto exchanges. Then you're just like being lazy. Roast beef. Yeah. That was it for this video, but I still have this pretty cool announcement that I'd like to make to you guys, to whoever's watching, and that is on Monday I actually quit my job. I've been working mostly full-time, still creating these videos during the evening or during weekends, editing late at night. And yeah, on Monday I actually quit my job. I've got a two-month notice period, so probably at the end of April, beginning of May, I'm going to be able to do this full-time. I'm really excited about that. It will allow me to do a lot more research into projects, because I've been lacking the time on doing like extensive research into different projects that I find interesting, into tokens, explaining concepts a lot easier, making a lot more videos. So that's pretty cool. Also, I've been talking to a few sponsors, because yeah, I don't want to be living under a bridge, as YouTube ads don't really pay that much. So that's going to be cool. I definitely look at high quality sponsors. At the moment, I'm being sponsored by Aave, fantastic platform that I was also using even before they started sponsoring me. And yeah, so that's that. I'm looking forward to that. You can look forward to that, because you're going to be getting a lot more content, like free content as well as premium content for those people that want to maybe leverage their cryptocurrency trading and so on. But that's still something that is in my mind, but it hasn't really developed yet. But probably going to be releasing some like super in-depth courses. So yeah, that's going to be, yeah, I'm going to be shilling you some high quality shitcoins. Exactly. I'm very, very careful on what kind of projects I actually accept a sponsorship with. But yeah, it's going to be really, really cool. I'm looking forward to what this week is going to bring. Always looking at my crypto portfolio, making sure that I've got some nice gains over the last few days. I can actually look at my nice Tigger and get that. Yeah. Once you give up your job, it's really liberating. Once you do it, you can never go back. Wish you the best for the future. Really appreciate the support. And yeah, I've got quite a good cushion in case no funds come in, so I'm not going to be living under a bridge. But I do hope that the channel takes off, get a boatload of new subscribers. That definitely helps. More eyeballs means that more videos get a lot more attention with the YouTube algorithm. Yeah. All right, that's it for this video. Wish you a fantastic evening. I'll be catching you in the next video soon. Have a good one. Bye-bye.